Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Flemington Racecourse here on Tuesday. It is the 5th of November 2024. Gonna look to feature 7th race from Flemington, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's look at the featured 7th race from Flemington, a race that stops the nation. It is the Group 1 Melbourne Cup. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of just over $5.6 million. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. 24 horses are going the 3,200 meter journey, or 2 miles on the Flemington turf course. I'm going to take as a top selection here the 5-horse Kavalika. I'm going to go 581 in the trifecta. 581 trifecta. To tell you the truth, any of these 3 horses can win. I'm going to give you my top 3 here. We're going to talk about all 3 of them, but if you're going to play the multi-race pick for a quaddy wager, I would definitely use all 3 of them because they all have a chance. But the top selection for me would be the 5-horse Kavalika. This 5-year-old gelding here by Ocean Park. Chris Waller trains this one. Damian Lane gets the mount. They ran the horse a week and a half ago in the Cox Plate at Mooney Valley, a mile and a quarter on the 26th of October, and he finished 6th by 11 lengths that day, and he sat back early. He moved a little bit late, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Via Sestino really took off clear to get the job done, but this horse, they were running him over a trip I don't think he really adored. I think coming finally to a longer trip for the first time in a little bit of time, it's really going to suit him well. He's going to have to overcome a little bit of a wide trip, and I don't think it's so bad. Like, he could have been worse, could have been 24, but I think from where he's drawn here today, from his mid-pack running style, I think he could find the run late to get the job done. I thought he ran terrifically at Rose Hill in the Group 2 Forklift Hill Stakes over the mile and 3/16 of the 1900 meters on the 12th of October, finishing 2nd by a head that day. He sat back early, gained a lot of ground flying late. He just missed with a high weight on his back, but not a bad race in the feet. And then the Epsom at Randwick over the 1400 meters or or over the 1600 meters or over the mile that day. He finished 4th by 1¾ lengths that day, and again, he moved a little bit late. From coming basically from, mid-pack, he just missed, but again, he ran his heart out over probably a trip he wasn't adoring to. I think coming here today finally to a 2-mile trip where he could really settle and have that one big run late, I think he could really run a good race. His first race off the bench in the tramway at Randwick over the 1400 meters or 7 furlong wasn't bad at all. He finished 3rd by 1.5 lengths, and he gained a lot of ground off the back of the pack. Not a bad race in the feet. He's really been to improve as the season is going on. Drawn well here today. I've been crying out for that longer trip. I think he could win. I think the 8-horse Land Legend finally getting faster ground should really get a good race for Chris Waller here and Zach Purr and his 4-year-old gelding by Galileo, a French bred here. He ran most recently at Caulfield in the Group 1 Caulfield Cup last month over the 2400 meters or a mile and a half on soft ground. He wasn't handling the soft ground. He finished 3rd by 6¼ lengths that day, and he yielded before the wire. Buckaroo, who finished 2nd, running back this one today. This horse just kind of, I just don't think he likes soft ground. I think coming here to fastest ground where he can have that more momentum late, I think he could get a trip to win. The thing that sucks about him today is he's break from barrier number 18, which is not ideal, but I think he could stay the trip well, so it doesn't scare me yet. It scares me, but it doesn't scare me at the same time. He ran it 2 back in the Group 1 Metropolitan Stakes Randwick on the 5th of October over the 2400 meters, a mile and a half on a little bit quicker ground. He won by a half a length that day, or a nose that day, and again, coming from the back of the pack, he flew home clear, quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. A very good performance from where he was drawn early on in the race. And then off the bench, he ran, 2nd off the bench at Rose Hill over the mile and a quarter or 2,000 meters. In the Group 3 Kingston Town Stakes, he finished 6th by 4¾ lengths that day, and he just never was really comfortable. He just a little lackadaisical. A mile and a quarter might not be his preferred trip. They ran him before that off the bench in his first race of the season at Rose Hill in a handicap where he finished 11 by 6 lengths, and it was his first race since last year, St. Ledger, and he just stunk up the place. He needed that race off the bench. If you look at the St. Ledger at Randwick last fall, his first start in Australia over the mile 5/8 or the 2600 meters, winning by 2¼ lengths that day, closing up from mid-pack. I thought it was a good race. If you look at some of the races he's running in Europe in 2023, actually ran the Bahrain Trophy, had a decent 3rd, came back to run staying at Deauville in December 2023, where he had an okay 5th place finish. But off of that run, I thought he won a little bit more ground. Also, he saw soft ground, which he didn't like, and when he saw fast ground at in the Bahrain Trophy at Newmarket last year as a 3-year-old, he showed a lot of potential. Refreshing here, it wouldn't surprise me at a price if he wins. I'm going to definitely use him in the pick 4 or the quaddy. I also think the one-horse Vauban for William Mullins and William Buchan also hasn't been seen since mid-September in the Irish St. Leger at the Curragh over the mile 3/4 or 2,600-meter journey. He finished second by 2 1/4 lengths that day and really closed up a lot from mid-pack or from the back of the pack. Kripos is probably the best stayer, was the next start winner after that for the O'Brien team and Coolmore team. But this horse, he stayed well behind him. I think finally going back to a 2-mile trip, which he absolutely adores, getting back to fast ground, he could run a trip to win. He ran 2 back in the Group 2 Lonsdale Cup at York over the 2 miles and a 16th of the 3,300-meter journey. Went by ahead that day, coming from mid-pack. He had to be used a lot that day, but he grinded it out to the wire. A very good race with a very high weight of 131 pounds. He is the heavyweight here today, but it's only 122 pounds, which I don't think is half bad. And then prior to that, he ran in the Curragh Cup at the Curragh over the mile 3/4 in July. He finished third by 8 1/4 lengths that day, and he just never really got going. He just kind of plodded along and never was really comfortable. And again, in the Gold Cup at Ascot over the 2 miles and 2.5 miles or the 4,000 meters, he finished fourth by 9 lengths. He moved a little bit late from the back of the pack, but it wasn't anything to call home about. He's really improved off the as the season's gone on. One thing that does scare me is 2 best races of the season have come at York. He won the Lonsdale Cup, his big race of the year, and then the Yorkshire Cup over the mile 3/4 of 2,800 meters in May. He finished second by 4 3/4 lengths behind Gavalito, who was the next star winner. But this horse, he stalked. He had the lead. Gavalito caught him late, but again, he got down the race course well. But so let's see if he can run outside of York. Coming here today, he likes the fast ground. He likes the staying trip of 2 miles or 3,200. I'll use him on the ticket. But to recount my selections now for the 7th from Flemington, it's the Group 1 Melbourne Cup. We're going to take as a top selection the 5-horse Kavalika. Give kudos to the 8-horse Land Legend and the 1-horse Vauban. 5-8-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Use a 5-8-1 all in the multi-race pick 4 or quaddy wager. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.